Magic 99.5. Happy Giving Tuesday. We want to convince people to give as much as they can. We've got some great local donors who have been generous enough to match every donation you make today. Now, we're happy enough to be joined by Sherry Wells, the Executive Director of American Heart Association New Mexico, and Dr. Drew Harrell, an emergency medicine physician at the University of New Mexico Department of Surgery. Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon. How are y'all?
Good. Welcome again to Giving Tuesday. We talked earlier today about mind-body connection and how important heart health is. And now I wanted to ask both of you, as a doctor, Dr. Drew, and as president of the American Heart Association, what about kids? Are they, we grew up being marketed to by like Joe Camel, and that stuff has gone away, but vaping is here.
Yeah, what kind of a challenge is it with that kids are having with more tobacco choices, kind of in a sneakier way?
Yeah. Sherry, do you want to start on that? We have our, I like that. It's the newest century edition of Joe Camel.
Yeah, I like that too. Well, you're absolutely right. Children have been really affected throughout the pandemic. Research shows that up to 3.6 million kids, 1 in 5 peers, teens, are vaping, with nearly half of all youth e-cigarettes users reporting using a device at school. Youth are more susceptible to the negative effects of nicotine. It can harm adolescent brain development. It results in addiction, reduces impulse control, and it negatively affects attention and cognition, with the increased risk of mood disorders. And we hear that from the teachers in our community that are seeing this increase in their students.
Sure. And that's another thing, as a parent, my kids, when I was raising them, vaping hadn't happened yet. So it was much more easy to kind of get them on the right path to not smoke. But now it's so easy and they have fun flavors.
Yeah, cigarettes used to be kind of nasty if you were a kid. Now they've got some pineapple flavor in,
It's water, purple grape, right? And those are great stuff. I think that is a really important point, that the stigma that used to go, right, the tough kids in the corner, when you're smoking pineapple flavored things in this little electric, vaping device, you're looking for a different, you're really looking for a different customer base if you want to look at it. And I think some of the work that the AHA of New Mexico has really done, and I think groundbreaking, if you really consider it, is that New Mexico is really home to the only second school district in the country, which is Espanola Public Schools, which has actually been able to go completely tobacco free across all of their campuses, and have really taken a step to even include vaping in that, to work to try and stop this growing use of vaping amongst school-age kids.
What I also like is I've read that instead of like just punishing kids for smoking, it's more about educating.
Yep. And that's really important. And I think some of the framework that the tobacco-free policies within the AHA are really working on is from a progressive supportive standpoint, just like you said, is to make sure that we understand, Doug, that it's not punishment in and of itself isn't the only and maybe the most appropriate way. It's educating people so that they understand that this isn't just some sweet flavored little thing that you can use. It's easier to smoke in the bathroom, right? Because it doesn't smell like cigarette smoke. But making sure that we support and educate and kind of steer the behaviors that we want, so that it's not looked at in such a way that might work against the goals of having a tobacco-free policy to include vaping on school campuses.
And that's the kind of stuff that raising money goes to get the word out, to have these programs, reduce heart defects and high blood pressure, all of this stuff. And it's education that is the most important step. And for this Giving Tuesday, we've had a few donors who have really stepped up, and they are agreeing to match your donations today. They will double it, which is amazing. Just go to magic995abq.com.